Look, we all know that Xbox's E3 press briefing is really soon, just around the corner. And a whole bunch of you guys sent me this supposed leak of the entire press conference, wanting to know if there's any validity to it. So we're going to take a look at it. I hear there's a Fable in here, a Mech Assault, a Perfect Dark reboot. Could this all be true? Or is this some dude trying to claim he's an insider when he's really not? Let's talk about it, shall we? What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. How's everybody doing? Hope your day is going well. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. So what do we have here? We're talking about leaks and speculation. The entire press conference Xbox is doing right here for you guys, which is sourced from NeoGAF, a place that nobody goes to anymore because that site melted down and everybody moved over to Reset Era. But hey, there's still some people that post there. And this is from Brawler at NeoGAF. And you know what? He posted a list and says this is what's going to happen, 100% confirmed to be there. And then other websites like comicbook.com and Game Rant. And then all of a sudden I get DMs from people like Fable, Mech Assault. It's all happening, Rand. This guy's the truth. He knows what's going on. So we're going to take a look at this stuff, see what he knows, if he knows what he's talking about. Now, he has it like broken up into sections, 100% what's going to be there, a smaller section of a high chance of happening, another section that says a small chance. That's a nice way to kind of, save your ass if you're wrong. He's like, well, I did say it was a small chance of happening, but either way, this is what he says will take place for sure at E3 2019. Halo Infinite with the new trailer and a holiday 2020 release date. Gears 5, full gameplay reveal with the September release date. Gears Tactics, new trailer and release date. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, new trailer with release date. Now, all four of those you can, obviously assume to be true. We know it. We know Halo's going to be there. They've said that. We know Gears 5 is going to be there. They've said that. We know it has a September release date as it leaked on the Taiwanese game rating board. I did a video about that. Gears Tactics, you would assume that would be there as well. Same thing with Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That is rumored to come out sometime in August. So nothing special here. It's just common sense. Goes on Bleeding Edge, which is the new IP from Ninja Theory. We talked a little bit about that. Supposed to be there. Phil Spencer said that they had, at XO18 that it would be revealed that this year. Not a surprise. The Outer Worlds, the Obsidian game that Microsoft, they didn't buy the game, they bought the studio. So no surprise that that would be there as well. They're going to have a new trailer and a release date, Cyberpunk 2077, a gameplay trailer and a release window. That's not really much of a guess either because it ended the show last year at E3, so of course it's going to be back. Age of Empires 4, Microsoft is making that. He says that have a gameplay reveal and a 2020 release date. And then we get into the big one, the Fable Reboot, a tease for next-gen Fable, but the game itself is exclusive to next-gen Xbox for likely release in 2021. This is the game that people have been waiting to see. Although it has been rumored for a couple years at this point that Playground Games is working on it, and every single year people say Fable's gonna happen, Fable's gonna happen. So eventually it will happen, and someone will be right, but will it be this year? Sea of Thieves with new content, Battletoads with gameplay and release date, Project xCloud info dump, next-gen Xbox, which, is the baseline of the specs, and third-party games. So that whole list is really nothing out of the ordinary. It's stuff you would expect to see and stuff that when I do my predictions real soon, I'll have on there too, because we all know Halo Infinite and Gears 5 and Ori are going to be there. We know that Bleeding Edge and The Outer Worlds and Cyberpunk are going to be there. We know Sea of Thieves will have something teased and Battletoads are going to be there because it was there last year and supposed to be releasing this year. We know that xCloud is going to be talked about. We know that the next-gen Xbox is going to have its detailed spec-wise there because Sony just revealed the PS5 stuff. And we know third-party games are going to be there. Sometimes I wonder about people's analytical thought when they see this stuff and be like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. Because all this stuff is what I expect the minimum to be there. There's no surprises in this list. I'm looking for something unique, something that nobody else has said. People have said Fable's going to be there. It's not a surprise if it is. People know it's being worked on. So when I look at that list and I'm like, I mean, anybody could make it up. Anybody could put this out and they'd be like, see, I was right. So I'm looking for a specific little... Now, the next section he calls a high chance of happening, which basically means a good way of saying, yeah, if I'm wrong, well, don't blame me because I said it had a high chance, but obviously something changed, right? That's kind of what I read from it. First up, he says that there's going to be a new Mech Assault game. Now, that's kind of been rumored for quite some time with Piranha Bytes, so obviously that information's been out there for some time. He says that Forza Motorsport will tease their next-gen Forza. Interesting. We all know that there pretty much isn't a new Forza game this year. Horizon came out last year. Turn 10 is just switching to Motorsport. They're not going to have a game ready for this year. Would they tease it so far in advance? Maybe. A new Capcom game, rumored to be either the Resident Evil 3 remake or Dino Crisis. Man, really covering your ass on that one. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about a Dino Crisis game. GameStop just tweeted about it the other day. Resident Evil 2 remake sold gangbusters. We know they're probably going to be making a Resident Evil 3, although it's probably a little bit too early to announce that. And more Japanese dev games. Well, more? I mean, can you be a little bit more specific than other than just more Japanese games? Like, what type of Japanese games? What games will they be? Of course there's going to be more Japanese games. Anyways, he goes on to name some more announcements that have a small chance of happening at E3. The next-gen Rare game, of course, a game that they're making for next-gen that isn't Sea of Thieves, he thinks has a small chance of being there. A Perfect Dark Reboot, which has been rumored for quite some time, a small chance of being there. Reportedly in development at Dahlia Studios with Rare supervising, and Dahlia's making Battletoads. Would it be smart to give them a Perfect Dark Reboot? They're already working on Battletoads. We haven't really seen the reception from that. Maybe Microsoft is happy. But another rumor about a Perfect Dark game that's, swirling for quite some time. And of course, Xbox Game Studio acquisitions. And I was kind of looking at this, seeing if they're any different than the ones that have been rumored forever. And no, they're the exact same. IO Interactive, Asobo, and Relic Entertainment. And it goes on to say that, CD Projekt Red and Creative Assembly aren't going to get bought. I mean, no shit, Sherlock. So that is the leak. The whole thing here is to take everything with a massive grain of salt. Everything I have read is anything somebody could come up with to try to accurately predict what is going to happen at E3. Of course we know the next-gen Xbox is going to be there and there'll be third-party games and Japanese games. We know xCloud is going to be there. We know Halo, Gears, and Ori are going to be there. Of course Outer Worlds and Bleeding Edge are going to be there, and Cyberpunk and all this different stuff. The only ones that are kind of outliers are the Fable Reboot, Age of Empires 4, potentially the Mech Assault, and the Capcom game. He doesn't really give us any new information or anything like, hey, what about Rocksteady's game, or third-party games that haven't been announced yet that are going to show up on stage that would truly be a surprise. And that's the thing with all this stuff. Obviously it's not the entire show, but it's the stuff that has been basically talked about on the Reset Era forum and the Xbox channel since, I don't know, this entire year, or things that have been rumored for years now. Nothing new here, and really nothing interesting. So once again, I'm going to plug, in a couple days, my predictions for E3 will be revealed. Some of this will be the same. Halo Infinite, I'll definitely have in mind. Gears 5, I'll definitely have in mind. Some of this stuff, I'll definitely have there because I'm trying to predict it as well. But I'll definitely have more specific information about certain things. So then when you watch it and then come back, you might be like, hey, maybe Rand was right on here, and maybe he wasn't. But anyways, this is the supposed full thing. NeoGAF, via other different websites that are now running with this information, getting people hyped. Is it all going to happen? A lot of this, 100%, will be true. A lot of it. But most of it, and honestly, my thinking is that this guy has just been following the rumors for quite some time and just basically posted them on my website alongside his business cards to try to get some cred for being an insider. That's kind of my whole takeaway from this stuff. But hey, you never know. But take it all with a grain of salt. That's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you did, hit that like button, share this out on social media, maybe tell a friend about the video or channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit that sub button if you're new, and if you always want to be notified when I drop new content, make sure to hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.